Good afternoon. It's Barbara. Thank you for joining me for coffee. This is my first coffee of the day. It's 2 o'clock. Things have been happening, and there's another part of a story that's a broken key. Oh my gosh, but I'm still going outside. Dennis mowed today, so it looks beautiful. 2 red peppers still on our pepper plant. We're waiting for the pesticide guy to come and deal with the wasps. But meanwhile, it's the middle of the afternoon. I'm so sorry I am late. This is my yard in the middle of the afternoon. There's Maisie. She's a maniac. I just got back. I was away so long. Oh my gosh. I was away so long. Good morning. Keep wanting to say good morning. It's not. It is not morning. Okay, Pup, that's enough. Go lay down. She gets very excited when I get home. Oh, my first coffee. I had a half a cup of tea. So I had a half a cup of tea, and I'm laying in bed, and I'm thinking, I have to go get blood taken. Because my neurologist, and I cannot tell you how sad it makes me that I have a neurologist, gave me a prescription for blood. And how long ago was that? 2.5 weeks, 3 weeks? I haven't done it yet, and I thought, let me just go now because it has to be fasted. I had a half a cup of black tea with nothing. I'm calling that fasted. And I'm like, let me just go. And there's a LabCorp a mile down our road. Let me just go and get my blood taken. Well, apparently you're supposed to make an appointment. I didn't realize that. I mean, I don't do it very often, and it's been years since I've had blood taken. Anyway, apparently it's a good thing to make an appointment. There were a lot of walk-ins, though, so I walk in and the entire waiting room is jam-packed full of people, and I'm like, okay. At that point, I should have said, maybe I'll try another time. But I still wouldn't have known that I was supposed to make an appointment, so I don't even know that it would have made a difference. Anyway, I just I'm here, I'm doing it. One person working in that whole LabCorp. So the guy sits down, does your paperwork, looks at your prescription, sends you off. You know, room 1, room 2, next guy, room 3. Meanwhile, of course, they're taking people with appointments before the walk-ins, which is very appropriate. I'm not complaining about that, except that I didn't realize I needed an appointment. But apparently somebody said you can't get an appointment for 6 weeks. So I'm hearing you can't get an appointment for 6 weeks. And I'm just like, I'm not leaving. He's taking my blood today. I'm not leaving. 3.5 hours later. No exaggeration. Not an iota of exaggeration. This is a mile down the road. My car said I turned my car on at 10:13, and I got in my car again at 1:45. So, but I gave my blood. And my neurologist will be getting my results. But isn't how I planned my day to go. I thought I'd get in and out. I'd be early. Well, not early because it was 10 o'clock. But, you know, I mean, it never occurred to me I'd be there longer than an hour. Till it was already, you know, till it was clear that I wasn't very... Of course, by the end, he called 5 names before he called me. And they weren't there. Helen, so-and-so. No, Helen. George, so-and-so. No, George. You know, I'm just sitting there yelling back at him. No, you know, because he's calling a name, and he'll wait a little while to give him a chance to walk in there. And I'm like, don't be waiting because they ain't here. You know, we're all looking at each other like, are you Helen? No, no, Helen. Then finally he called me. And I was number 3, so he stops taking people after he fills up the 3rd station. And then he goes and takes the blood from 1, and then 2, and then 3, and then goes back to the desk. The guy never got a chance for a lunch. I'm like, it's lunchtime. I don't know what's going to happen here. But the way I was sitting, I couldn't really see what he was doing. And I didn't realize it was literally only one person in the whole company. I thought it was one person at the desk and one person drawing blood. Luckily, he was very good and it didn't hurt. And I told him that and thanked him. He was not having a good day. They shouldn't allow walk-ins when there's only one person. It should only be appointments. I'm like, okay, well, never mind. Because I'm a walk-in. But you know, like I said, I didn't realize. I don't know why. I've always been a walk-in. I didn't realize they had appointments. Well, now I know. Anyway, and I'm late. Hey guys, happy afternoon. Oh, and I texted Dennis. I said, I walked in here in the summertime and I'm leaving in the fall. Because I think that's true. I think it was like 1:15 or something in the afternoon was when it changed. So I got there in the summertime and left in the fall. And now I'm very late for you guys, and I'm very sorry about that. I know it can really mess up your whole day. So, anyway. So, while I was gone, it's because I didn't do my vlog. I didn't open the back door. So, Dennis went out through the garage because he was going to mow, and he was doing something, and he picked some tomatoes. And anyway, he tried to get in the back door, and he couldn't get in the back door. So, he used the key, and the key gave him trouble, and anyway, it broke off trying to get it back out. It did unlock the door. So no getting in with a key from the back door. But so he's gonna buy new locks. He's gonna change them. I said, we can put that on the list for the handyman that we haven't hired yet. He's, I can do it. I'm like, okay. Whatever you want to do, it's fine with me. And he's like, do you care about looks or utility or what do you... I'm like, I don't care. You can buy whatever locks you want for whatever aspects of locks you think are important for these new locks. And I think the only thing he really cares about is that the front door and the back door use the same key. I'm like, I have no opinion. Hard to believe, right? No opinion. But I had my mask on and I didn't bring my water bottle, so I sat there for 3.5 hours without any water, and I hadn't had any coffee. Anyway, I'm home now. I've given my blood. I've taken care of that. That was one naggy thing on my list. And I was thinking yesterday about my list because I emailed Peter last night. I talked to Peter at halftime and figured out what he was trying to tell me. So I got him everything that he needs, I think, to proceed with the tax returns that he and John are working on. And I got a clearer understanding of what I have to do in terms of distribution to the grandchildren. Turns out I misunderstood what he had to say. So I have to write some checks to the grandchildren and mail those out. And that's the last thing on my list, executrixing list, to do until he gets back from, well, I'm going to get things to sign and stuff, tax returns and things to sign. But Yeah. I don't think I'll have to do any, after I send these checks, I won't have to do anything until he gets back from his vacation. He's going to the Czech Republic. He's going to Prague. And so, and once he gets back, I think we're going to be able to do everything that we can do this year and then wait to do the final tax returns like I'm doing for my sister's trust come January or February, and that will be that. And I will be done executrixing. Dennis is picking up the mantle because he's executor of Aura's will. And but hers is much simpler, and I think that can all be done pretty easily. So I gathered all the information Peter needed. I sent an email last night and with all the information in it. I'm gonna write 4 checks today and mail them to the grandchildren. And that will be that. I did have crazy thoughts about weeding around my thing because it looks like a high grass prairie. You know, most of the weeds in there are grass. And anyway, it looks terrible. And now, especially terrible after Dennis has mowed and made the yard look nice. So, but since it's already getting late and now I'm wounded, I guess I'll be weeding tomorrow. But we are expecting the exterminator soon, so maybe he can solve our wasp problem. But Dennis is done, I think, putting the mower back now, and so he can be in charge of the guy when he comes up, because I don't want to talk to him. That's his job. I called. He has to do the talking when the guy shows up. Division of labor. We have a division of labor in this household where I have to make the phone call. The only phone calls I don't make is he makes the appointments for the cars, and he's usually the one who calls the vet if we need to talk to the vet. Every other phone call in our lives is my responsibility. But if it can be done online, he has to do it. You know, it works out. I mean, we've been married 33 years. So I guess it's a system that works for us. Meanwhile, I'm going to go upload this, finish my coffee, hope the guy comes, and then we're going to walk the dogs. So I will say goodbye. Please take good care of yourselves. Please, please, please stay safe and stay sane.